Welcome to the Cafe Conversation, or as I occasionally call it, my non-science science cafe. Now, why do I say that? How many of you guys started with us years ago with the science cafes? Anybody even know what they are? Raise your hands. Well, welcome to the Cafe Conversations. Okay, so about 6 years ago, we started these cafes. If you can imagine, we're going to put somebody here up on the stage. And I'll give you an example. Doug Clow, one of our first people, came and he thought he was going to talk about dark matter. 20 minutes into the conversation, you guys had him talking about black holes. 5 minutes later, we were talking about the physics of Star Trek. So we decided to give that opportunity now to our humanities and our creative artists. And so tonight we have Dr. Paschal Younge. He thinks he's talking about African music. Let's see where you guys lead the conversation. But it will definitely have drums, and hopefully it will have dancing. So I want to just give you guys a few announcements. We do have a science cafe next week. Dr. Ryan Fote from Geography, and he will be talking about all coupled climate models are wrong, but some are useful. And then on October 8th, we're going to have Dr. Brooke Hallowell from Communication Sciences and Disorders, and she's going to talk about cognition. So at this point, before I turn it over, I want to get an idea of the audience. How many of you would say that you are from the life and biomedical sciences fields? Raise your hands. Ah, there, me too. How about the physical sciences and engineers? Anybody wanted to come out and be daring and, try fine arts? How about the social sciences, social and behavioral sciences? Okay. And that means that the rest of you guys are creative artists. Is that right? Raise your hands. Okay. How many of you are undergraduates? How about graduate students? How about you might have been one of those a long time ago? Okay, and how about you are still aspiring to be an undergraduate or a graduate student, meaning you're probably K through 12? Anybody tonight? All right. Well, welcome to the Cafe Conversation. At this point, I'd like for Paschal. Where did you go? I've misplaced the speaker already. Come on up. It's your stage.
Let's go. Good evening. Good evening. No, that's not good. Good evening. Good evening. If you want to experience African music today, it's going to be interactive. In Africa, we don't have the audience and then the performers. When they finish, you clap. No, that's not the African way of celebrating the arts. To begin, we are taking you to Guinea and parts of Ivory Coast and parts of Senegal to enjoy Sinte. That nice music and no clapping. So what's the music? I want to hear this. Din-din-ta-din-ta, ta-din-ta, din-din-ta-din-ta. 1, 2, 3, and go. That was Sinte. African music is a big bowl of salad. Somebody was asking me this morning, what do you mean? I'll just tell you a short story. Long before the Europeans went to Africa, they were drumming, dancing, enjoying themselves. But they don't call all those events music. There was no name. They have their traditional names for all those performing arts and the visual arts. So Europeans went and divided Africa into pieces, like pizza, how they cut pizza, you know that? And they sort of introduced their languages. In Ghana, it was the English, the British. So they introduced the English language. So they tried to sort of do what? Have English terms, English names for almost everything. That was happening before they came. They couldn't find any word for music up to today. There is no word for music in any language. In Ghana, for that matter, the whole of Africa, I've not found one in any language. So what are we calling African music? Anybody? What is African music? Yes? Huh? What? Robin. Okay. So 20 years ago, I tried to find out what we are actually calling African music. Before that, when you go to schools and they call you a music teacher, it means you're teaching Western music. You're playing the organ, you're singing the choir. Once you touch the drum, you're not a music teacher. You become a cultural teacher. So you go to schools today in Ghana, the music teacher teaches mostly what? Western. And those who are the cultural officers, they handle the traditional stuff like the drumming and the dance. Then you go to the universities, and they're calling something traditional African music. People are getting their degrees. What are they calling traditional music? They are calling all these things which happen in the village with no music attached, but in the classroom, they are calling it music. You see why those in academia have a different understanding of what is happening when it comes to what? Music. So what did I find? In Africa, music is a festival. The name of the drum, that is music. The costume, that is music. A song type, that is music. In other words, there is no particular word to describe what is happening when it's time for what? Performances. I call them music events, just to use the word. But what happens is that it is a big bowl of salad. You like carrots? Go and grab your carrot. You eat it. Oh, it's good. It's very nice. But to enjoy the whole salad in that bowl, you have to add some lettuce. You enjoy onions? Yeah, sometimes fried. You enjoy it. But if you add it to that bowl, it becomes a different ball game. So what we do in Africa is we do not separate the performing arts and what? The visual arts. Because sometimes you go to a village, there will be a mask on the wall. That mask is not just for visual effect. That mask is a dance. They'll tell you, oh, no. The mask is asleep. If you want to actually see that mask, you have to perform that mask. So the mask becomes what? A performance. The music you are going to play, what's the name of this drum? Palongo. This is the name of an instrument. But the dance is also called palongo. The drum is also called palongo. So when you go to a village and you want to study palongo, what do you want to study? To know how to make the drum, to dance, or to play? To play, because you're a percussionist. She's a dancer, so she just wants to learn the dance. In other words, the name of the dance is the name of what? The drum is the name of what? The music. That is how we Africans look at these art forms. There is no name. So, as you travel around, you are going to find different descriptions or different names for what? Music events. A festival is music. A song type is music. A ritual is music. A hunters, you know hunters, they hunt. That's the name of their music too. So your occupation is the name of your music. So why should we be using the name or that term music to describe what happens in Africa? Why? Why do we always have to use Western terms to describe all the things happening in Africa? We don't have to. They have names for those things that they do. We can't just try to force Western terms on everything happening in what? Non-Western countries. Any questions so far? Because we are just warming up. Any questions? We have some t-shirts here, so any questions? Music students, those in the arts. Yes, anybody? Because if you go to Ghana today, you ask somebody, please teach me some Ghanaian music. First thing they will be talking about is what? High life or Azonto. If you ask them to teach you Adowa, you don't use the word music, then they'll take you to the Ashanti region to learn what? That dance. Once you hear music, they are thinking about what? The Western types of music or the Western approaches to traditional music or popular music or classical music and all those things. Well, if you're not going to be asking questions, then you have to play a game. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
So would you say that Africa has sort of a culture of telling its history through its music?
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Because even the dance. Zama, please, one second, please come. The movements that you see in dances are symbolic. They are a way of communicating. If you're in a dance hall, everybody's dancing. And I come to this beautiful lady, and I do this. And she does that, and she also does that. What's the meaning of that? Yes? She likes me. She's available for a date. But when I come, I do the same thing, and I do and she does that. She's telling me, no, I am like that under her feet, and I'm like that nasty thing coming out of her buttocks. That is the end of the story. After the show, I am not going near her. It will be sexual harassment. So through that movement, we've just what? Communicated. You just talked. So you learn the dance, you learn the history, you learn the values, attitudes of the people. Some of the drums, they speak. They call them talking drum. Can we combine and play something like compared to Tumpan? Give me 2 sticks. Okay, Michael. Brianko. Sarah is here. I don't want people to know that I'm taking her out. I've just told Sarah, come, let's go out. That is what he played. Sarah understands the language. Sarah will be gone in 2 seconds. People will be asking, where is Sarah? The drummer has just communicated on my behalf. So the drums are very important when it comes to what? Communication. They tell the history. Yes? Any other question? Yes. Yeah, once you're in the same village, you speak the same language. There are performances almost every night or weekends, funerals. Nobody will teach you. You just have to go. Like you go to New Orleans, the carnival, you just have to go and throw some beads and you're there. But once you move to another village, then you have to learn dances from those villages too. Yes. Any other questions? Yes.
Would there be any dances or music that would be more encompassing of multiple villages, or are they just for each distinct village?
Yeah, we have multiple villages. One, they speak the same language, and villages interact. What is happening in Africa today? People are interacting through trade, even through wars. So they are learning from each other, they are adapting. And also because of the schools, they are teaching all these things in the schools today. You have national dance companies, amateur groups, so they are learning dancing from different cultures, different ethnic groups. You go to Ghana, almost all the regions you hear them playing Palongo, because Palongo is that dance created around independence, so everybody wants to do that. Yes. Yes. You know, you want to learn the history of Africa today. Personally, as a historian or not a historian, I'll go and collect a lot of songs. I'll go and collect a lot of songs. After analyzing those songs, you're going to find a lot of historical data, a lot of information from the songs. Because that is how Africans, one way of keeping the history, through the songs. Through all this. You see this design on this drum? Any visual artists here? Any visual artists? You know this design? You take a picture and find out. You also know the djembe today. This is the god of the djembe. Originally, djembe was not played outside for anybody to see. They play for this god. That's why sometimes you see the Senegal, when they wear their hat for the djembe, you see this long hat. It's for what? This deity. Now, how many people know about this? It's just a design. But to the people, the drum is like a sacred instrument. So as a visual artist, you're looking at this is so cool. But to the people, this is more than just what? A decoration on the drum. Their belief systems are here on this drum. So when I play this drum, I'm thinking about this. Because this is the original. This is how the djembe was created, to play for this deity. Yes? Any other questions? Yes? Oh, you're going to play a lot, don't worry. Yes? Any other questions? Okay, we are wearing these costumes or these dresses from the northern part of Ghana. So Michael and I are going to play you call this the talking drum. Why? Coffee? Uh-oh. Yes? You want, buy me a talking drum. I like the talking drum. Why? Because this drum can actually talk. My friend, come. Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, play. Squeeze. Okay. Now you are going to talk. I'm going to speak my language, and I want you to play on the drum. Va, mizo. So you just call Sarah again. They say, come, let's go. So during performances, that's what they use. During the British War with what? When they were fighting in Ghana, the accounts in Ghana, they were using the drums because they know they party a lot, so the British will be celebrating and enjoying. And the drummers will send some spies, they'll go and look at them, they'll be drinking, and then they'll start drumming. And they'll be communicating in the drums before the British, they'll come and massacre them. Because they thought they were still enjoying, these poor Africans, they are still jamming. Not knowing they were communicating through the drums. The drummers were actually informing the village. Hey, get ready. They're having a party, they're drinking, so let's go and capture them. So the drums are also used for communication. And this is one of the drums that is used for that. Low. Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Are there any study abroad opportunities to learn about?
Okay. So on June 7th to June 29th, we are taking students from Ohio and all over the world to Ghana for 3 weeks to study African music as a big bowl of salad. The students are going to learn how to do all this. They'll learn how to weave, batik, everything that we are talking about today. They'll even learn how to make their own drums for 8 to 9 credit hours. So if you're interested, go to IEP or Education Abroad office. And also we take students to Cuba next December to connect African music, a big bowl of salad, to Cuban music being another big bowl of salad. Yes, any other questions? No questions? Yes.
I don't have question, but he gave T-shirt to ask questions. So
Oh, yes. What's your question?
all of African continent made same dance or
No, because the languages are different, the values are different, the cultures are different, so their bowls of salad, they are different. You go to Morocco, it's a different bowl of salad. Go to Ghana, a different bowl of salad. Go to South Africa, a different bowl of salad. But the concept is there. They don't separate, yes?
you said we can communicate with each other with music. Can you communicate with same music with any other countries?
No, they have to learn it. That is why you learn. Culture is what? You can learn it. It's a learned behavior. That is why our students here, most of them are not Ghanaians, but they are learning it. That's why we are in school. You are learning everything, so you can learn. We have African studies here, where students learn the languages, the history, and everything. The world is becoming a very small place. We need to learn about other cultures. It's very important. You cannot use your way of interpretation, the way you look at the arts, and use the same criteria to judge music of other countries. We can't do that. Anytime I go to China or Korea, I'm lost. Japan, because their concept is so different. The way they learn is different. The way they teach They can memorize. They can pick it fast. When we teach in Korea, I don't know how, they'll be looking at you. 5 seconds, they'll play the whole thing. I don't know how to, they can pick things fast and memorize. So if you know that way, you know how to teach them. You don't have to sort of give them the book, just they open their ear, they'll pick it fast. Yes? Uh-huh.
How about modern music in Africa? Is there a resistance to, go back to the old songs by the,
No, don't even finish.
everybody embraces it?
Don't even, no resistance. Are you kidding? We have African raps everywhere. When you land in Ghana today, Accra, maybe the taxi you're going to take, they'll be playing Bob Marley or Michael Jackson, or they won't be playing Ghanaian. No. Africans embrace music from other cultures. But they will use what they have learned to create their own. So we have African popular music. Last week we have Fela. How many people went to see Fela's son? Fela Kuti? No. Nelsonville. Holy moly. There's something wrong. It was even free for students. But, okay, anyway. So Africans who learn Western music, they try to use those ideas to create new African art music, new African popular music. So as you travel around Africa, you're going to find their own versions of what? Rap, hip-hop, they call it what? Hip life in Ghana, other areas, South Africa, everywhere they're creating their own. They like to adapt. They like new things too. And all these things, MTV, all these new things, holy moly, it's even worse. I saw some things on TV, all this shake the ladies are doing now. They take it to a different level. So Africans are ready to accept new ideas about music making and how to create new things. But the traditional music is still there. They don't compromise or throw the traditional stuff away. They'll have the traditional, and then they have the Western, and then they have their own new Western creations. Even the orchestras are playing what? African music. They use Western instruments to play all this music that we just played. That's the way they're using. When I was in Ghana, my brass band was the best. I used these drums instead of the bass drum and the snare drum. In the church, if you want more people to come to your service, you better have some heavy drumming and dance. If not, your church will be empty. So all these new churches, Catholic churches, Pentecostal churches, you better have a lot of what? Drumming and dance. Because that's how traditionally they what? Celebrate or they worship. Any other questions? Okay, maybe just, you are from Africa, which country? Senegal. What's the term for music in your language?
Bala is the most popular.
What is Bala?
Bala
Uh-huh.
is the most popular music. I mean, we use a lot of.
No. I mean, what's the, let me tell you again. Is there any name for music in your language?
Say it again.
Any term for music? Any term or any? I'm going to learn Senegalese music. Do you have any?
I mean, Bala is a genre of music, but music even has a term.
Uh-huh.
You can use Ada.
What is Ada? What's the meaning?
Ada refers to musical tradition in general, but inside it you have Bala, you have Loco.
So Bala is a what? Bala is the bowl of salad.
No, it's not a bowl of salad.
Oh no, that's the terminology I'm using.
It's kind of specific.
Okay, you are from the northern part of Ghana. How do you call that? Any term? It's misplay. You are playing. You have a lot. Agro? Performance. So that's the name. So on Sunday, Saturday, people are dressed up with the drums. You ask them, where are you going? They'll tell you, Yekwa. You are going to play. You are going to have fun. But everybody understand that that fun is going to involve what? Drumming, dance, dramatic, all those things. Another big bowl of salad. So as I was saying, the 20 years I went around over 49 to 50 villages, interviewed over 1,000 elders. They would just simply tell me, I don't know what you're calling music because we don't have that term. Drumming? Yes. Singing? Yes. Costumes? Yes. But no one term or no one word for what? Music as we know it. Even today in the United States, ethnomusicologists are debating. There are different perspectives now about what is music and what is not music. They've realized that not all the cultures have that term, music, for what they do. It's as simple as that. And the way we learn music differs from what? Place to place. How do you learn music? My friend, how do you learn it? Are you a music student?
Yeah.
How do you learn music?
Classically trained.
So,
Read it off the sheet.
reading all the shit. Not everybody will do that to learn music. If you want to play Indian music, you got to learn how to improvise. If not, don't try it. A lot of the music is improvisation. So if you cannot improvise, you don't go near Indian music. It's as simple as that. Yes? Any other questions? Uh-huh.
Do you use just rhythms? I mean that I saw just drums. Do you have kind of flute?
Oh, yeah, we have all types of instruments, flutes, string instruments, flute, drums, bells, different types of instruments. But the voice is the most important instrument that you're going to find in Africa. It's not the drum. Oh, teach me some drum. Teach me some African. No, it's the voice. It's the most important musical instrument. Because whatever they're playing, they have to what? Vocalize it. So the voice is very important. Because there are some cultures, ethnic groups in Africa, they don't play the drum. The Maasai. You all know the Maasai? Yes, you all know the Maasai. Anybody can tell something about the Maasai? Anybody? Steve? Can I put you on the spot? Oh. The Maasai. They don't use drums. But they're also from Africa. So the voice, and they use only what? Their voice, they jump and do all those things. Okay? Any other questions? African so-called music is changing every day. Why? What are the factors responsible for the evolution or the development of African music? Who can tell us? Even the traditional music is developing, is changing every day. Who can tell us? What are the factors responsible for the changes happening today when it comes to what? YouTube, so the internet, technology. What else? What about villages where they don't have the internet? Yes?
Even without the internet, there's still trade between villages.
Trade, commerce. People are trading, interaction. So as they do that, they borrow from each other. So don't tell me you're going to Africa to go and study the origin of music. That's why a lot of people say, oh, African music is not changing. It's just there. So when you go there, you can learn the music, how it was performed what? 500,000 years ago. No. It's changing every day. They're incorporating new ideas from Africa and outside Africa. Yes? Any questions? Yes. Performance can go on all night, all day, depending on what? The occasion. If there's a funeral, wakekeeping, they play all night. There's a festival, they'll start around 1, 2, depending on the type of festival. If it's raining, the performance goes on. They don't pack their drums. Thunder and lightning maybe, but the rain, oh, no way. They'll play. But they don't tell you they're going to perform for 3 hours, as we have here. A concert tomorrow, we start 7:30, and we are done by what? 9:30. No. They will play when they feel like ending, they will end. Sometimes the audience will determine what? The duration of the performance. If the performance is good, the audience are clapping, they are doing all this, you are obliged, you are forced to continue. You cannot stop. Or if the music or the performance is not going well, the audience, they start hooting, you have to stop. So the audience are part of what? The performance. But here, orchestral concert, the music is set. They finish, take a bow. Yeah, that's the end. But in Africa, like popular music, Anchor, Muammo, you have to be playing until 12 midnight. Yes, any other questions? Okay, we are going to play this next music called Palongo, music created in honor of this drum. Can you show this drum, please? A lot of people talk about the conga drum today. Conga, you all know the conga? This is the granddaddy of the conga. So we are going to play Palongo, and we are going to sort of invite Zelma to show us some of the movements for the Palongo. This dance was created around independence in Ghana. When Ghana was free from the British, this is the dance they created for the youth to express themselves. Achore, achore. Achore, achore. Loud. Bam, bam. Up. Let's go. Achore, achore. Achore, achore. Achore, achore. Hey. Achore, achore. Hey, hey. Achore, achore. You got to be. Life is too short. And on this, I want you to make it your own. Not want to say bam, 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 tan, 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 tan. Go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Jenae, apa jenae. Jenae, apa jenae. Apa echu, echu esha. Anaboko ache, apa jenae. Oh, jenae, ba jenae. was Palongo. But I'm going to take you back when I was 5 years old. This is the game I learned. And this is how my career, this is how everything, or what I'm doing today, began. Can we all say, Che Che Kule? That's not good. Che Che Kule. Che Che Kule. Che Che Kofisa. Don't ask me the meaning, just say, Che Che Kule. Che Che Kofisa. Kofisa Laga. Laga Chilaga. Kum Arere. No, this is the game you play. Almost every school in Ghana today, they are playing this game. This game also went to Latin America. Somebody created a CD, audio. Google it, Cheche Kule. Some salsa music based on this game from Ghana. Cheche Kule. Cheche Kule. Cheche Kofisa. Kofisa Langa. Laga Chilanga. Kum Arere. Kum Arere. Cheche Kule. Cheche Kule. Cheche Kofisa. Cheche Kofisa. Kofisa Langa. Kofisa Langa. Kofisa Langa. Laga Chilanga. Kum Arere. Let's stand up and have this game. When you stand up, it's more fun when you're sitting. When you're standing, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Che che kule. Che che kule. Che che kule. Che che kofisa. I know you can all dance. Who is not a dancer here, please? If you're not a dancer, please, it means you are dead. No, I'm very serious. The concept of dance in Africa is so different. Oh, I'm not a dancer. I'm not a dance major. No. Once you can move, you can what? Dance. Because dance is only what? Movement of the body. My friend, walk down here. Walk. Okay, walk back. Walk back. Now I want you to walk towards me. I want you to add some spices to the walk. Walk. Let's go. Let's go. 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 That's it. So dance, we think too much. Oh, I'm not a dancer. I cannot dance. Once you're alive, even you are in a chair, a wheelchair, once you have the heart, boom, 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 boom in your body, you can dance. Once you can eat, you can dance. So let's go. Che che kule. Che che kule. Che che kofisa. Che che kofisa. Kofisa langa. Kofisa langa. Laga chilanga. Kum arere. Che che kule. Can't say. Che che kule. Che che kofisa. Kofisa langa. Laga chilanga. Kum arere. I don't know, we have a lot of dancers in OU. Oh boy. You are good. Please come. Yes, my friend. Yeah. Come. So, we are going to be giving out the movement, and then they'll copy. They'll imitate us. Let's go. So, let's go. Che che kule. Che che kule. Che che kofisa. Che che kofisa. Che che kofisa. Kofisa langa. Kofisa laga. Laga chilanga. Laga chilanga. Laga chilanga. Kum arere. Kum arere. Kum arere. Okay. Another concept, you can sit down, is the concept of play. Whether at the funeral, at the wedding, people want to have fun. So you go to a funeral, somebody's dead, but still people are just having a ball. Because they believe they have to say bye-bye to that person in a nice way by performing his or her best dance or music. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yes. Preparation. How to become a musician? It depends on the ethnic group. There are families of musicians. Once you're born in the family, by all means, your father is a musician, your mother is a musician. As you grow up, you learn. Or if you're not from the family, the village will identify you. Oh, he or she's interested, and they'll try to what? Get you what? Apprenticeship, and you learn. So it depends on the village. But most of the learning is through what? Imitation, participation. It's not like here you go to music school, study, read. No. You have to attend a lot of performances. That's how you learn. You start from playing the side of the drum to the rattle to the bell until you come to the master drum. It takes a lot of work to become a master drummer. You can lead the performance, but you are not the master. The master should know everything about the ensemble. The master should know the history. The master should be able to correct the dancers. So if they call somebody a master drummer, that person is more like the encyclopedia when it comes to the performance of that music. Yes? Any other questions? Yes.
In African music, are there differences between the roles of genders or no?
Yeah, music is created for women. Music is created for men. Music is created for both men and women. Music is created for what? Children. So you have to know the type of performances. There are some performances men only. Some performances women only. Performances, they all come together. Performances for just children. So you have to know. So teachers who go there, oh, I want to collect this song. I want to teach my class. You got to be very careful. Because if the song is for adults, you're going to expect some profanity or some things inside that song. You don't bring that song and teach your first grade. Your first grade will be talking about some nasty stuff. So you have to learn the language. Know exactly what they're teaching you. Some of the songs, they're actually sort of insulting or cursing what? Foreigners. And then you learn that song. Oh, that song is cool. And then by the time you know the meaning of the song, you say, oh, wait a minute. This song is telling me I'm stupid. And I learned this song. So you have to be very careful. The language opens the door to everything. Very important. Yes? Any other questions? So what have you learned today? What have you learned? Let's start. What have you learned today? About when it comes to African music? Yes. Zeke. What do you mean by a bowl of salad? There are a lot of different components. We don't separate them. It's very important. What's my salad? Yeah, it's like a lot of things happening. You can do the drumming alone. That's eating carrot. That is fine. But to enjoy that carrot, you got to add the lettuce and everything. And even the costume is very important. They don't wear the same costume for everything. Different dances call for different types of what? Costumes. Yes, Sarah, what have you learned?
Drums can
Drums can be used for what? Communication. So you have to be very careful. You go to African village, they are drumming. Be very careful. Sometimes we say, oh, there's a foreigner around. Maybe he has some money, so let's go and check his hotel. Be careful. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Yes. Okay. What else have you learned? Yes? So there are a lot of celebration when they perform. A lot of celebration. A lot of play. Yes? That the audience are part of what? The performance. Sometimes very difficult to separate. Oh, you are the audience. You can't tell. Sometimes you can't tell. At a festival, you can't just tell. Even if you're not part of that special club performing, they expect you to do this, which means, oh, it's very good, continue. They expect you to yell. They expect you to dance. There are some things you can do to be part of the celebration. Yes? One more question? Yes?
What do we have to do to make it play again?
Pata. Allah, 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 Kubaro. Allah, Allah, Kubaro. Allah. Allah, 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 Kubaro. Just watch. Go. Let's go. We'll go. 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 Yeah. Okay, go. Are we done? How many minutes more? 5 minutes. Zama, as we perform this, you lead them in Cheche Kule with the drumming. So Cheche Kule should be going as we perform. Yes. Cheche Kule. Cheche Kule. Okay, so on the 4th of October, we are going to have the second New Blonde Festival from 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. from the Howard Park to Bromley's. All the restaurants, most of the bars will be open up to 3 a.m. There will be free arts, music, theater, dance. And here, there will be activities here from about 5 p.m. to 12 midnight here. Free. So tell your friends. And then, October 11th, we have the World Music and Dance Concert. Music from Morocco, Azerbaijan, Ghana, Uganda, India, United States. I haven't forgotten the rest. If you're a student, it's free, but you have to call to get your ticket from the Memo Auditorium. If you're not a student, you have to pay $12. It's almost free. 2 hours non-stop music and dance from around the world. 6:30, before the show, there will be snacks from all these countries that you're going to see on stage. So we want you to taste some food from Uganda, from Ghana, from India, always snacks, not heavy chicken curry or no. All the snacks finger food that you find in India, in Uganda, in Ghana, in the US, they will be free in the lobby. From 6:30, show time, 7:30. Quarter to 7:30, you see the African ensemble in the lobby giving you another free show. So even if you come there to eat, you can enjoy that one piece and leave. Oh, that would not be good. Don't leave. So we do this for our students because Athens, students have to learn about other cultures. And we believe through the arts, our students can learn about other cultures. You have to either go to Africa, go to India, go to all these countries to actually experience it. The classroom will not do it personally. You can read all the books. Dr. Howard, Steve, he's been to Africa 1 million times. He's more an African than most Africans. Because when he talks, sometimes you have to look at his skin before, it's not a black person talking. Because he lives it. So he can talk as an authority. So that is what we are doing in this university. Students being educated to learn about all different cultures. You want a job, State Department, how can you get the job if you don't know anything about China? Maybe you only know about Chinese food. But if you learn about the culture, you learn all those things, you'll be able to get some job outside. Microsoft, Apple, all those companies. They're sending their headquarters all over the place. How will you get the job if you can't speak the language? They want somebody to go to Zimbabwe. You don't know anything about Zimbabwe. Oh, I went there, study abroad. You get the job because they know you know the people. So again, I'm encouraging all students, those who are here, tell your friends, come to the concert. Study abroad is very important. You learn about other cultures. Thank you for coming. I'll see you soon.